Hey, good morning. It's Lisa Loring. Let me get my tea. It's time to do some yoga practice. What are we doing today? We're going to do a variation on the practice that I did yesterday. So this is going to be a little bit shorter. So we'll take a look. I didn't grab my phone. There it is. Okay. Because we want to get on Instagram Live. Let's see what happens when I do this. Instagram. There. Everything's so complicated, I suppose. Not really. Okay. I'm on. So there we go. So when I do Instagram Live, I think I already said this yesterday, it doesn't really, whatever. It's an hour. So I'll probably like stop it and then come back to it, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So this is going to be a variation on a practice that I did yesterday. It's a little bit shorter. So it offers, and we'll offer some, variations and modifications and whatnot. So essentially the same, although are we doing? Yeah, we are. There's bow with a strap. And I don't know that we'll go all the way to bow with a strap, which we did yesterday. We did the full bow over a roll with a strap, but today we'll do bow over a strap, one arm, one leg. So it's a little bit different. A little variation on a theme. So continuing to work with heart opening practices. I love how I really mess up here. Let me just, there we go. That's a better screen. And we'll do the same thing with that one as well. Better, better, better. Okay, get it. Better, better. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to do this practice a little bit different. We will open with the same opening practices. And honestly, I got to tell you that even if you only do the practices from that I even open with, which are wrist stretches, and then there's a sequence on the floor where it's called Sidewinder and Windmill. Those are practices that if you do every day, they're awesome. And even if you don't do anything more than that, go for it, because it just gets you engaged in your breath, it gets you engaged in your body, and it gets you it starts opening up stuff in your hips and your low back area and that kind of thing, and begins to give you that kind of an access. So I definitely encourage you to at least do the front end stuff on a daily basis. If you have nothing else that you can do, I would definitely go with those. So what's the theme of today's practice? Today it's going to be hunting joy. It's like finding joy and finding bliss in your heart. And we'll continue to work with that. And because I really do think that this is a really valid theme for us, to continue to go for the things that we feel good, that make us feel good. And because it's hard for us to do that. And it is a practice that we have to cultivate in order to catapult and move ourselves as a species. And I saw in yesterday's video that I was looking for like an image, that I referred to it as a race, but it's actually as a species. In order for us to evolve as a species, we need to start to cultivate and go after joy. So let's do it. I'm having some tea, by the way. All right, let's do it. So you're going to need some wall space. You can see I've set up for that. You're going to need that rolled up mat or rolled up something to put in your tummy, because we'll be doing some over the roll stuff, and you don't have to. But that hooking forward of the pubic bone is a lot easier to access when you're working with a roll. The other thing that you'll need are definitely a strap. A sturdy block or two would be a good idea. And I'll call those things out, but regardless, those are the things that you want. Is that my golf ball over? I don't know. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get started. Without further ado, adieu. Yes, I did bring my golf ball. Yay. All right. And I'll start with my socks off. Although it is a little bit warmer today. All right. Starting in wrist stretches. Hi, Sophia. Inhale. Grab a hold of the pinky finger. And exhale, pull back. And the reason I run the golf ball under my feet is because I'm trying to open up my feet as much as possible. You don't have to use the golf ball. It could be something, like I said yesterday, something less intense, like a racquetball or a lacrosse ball, which is kind of big too, but tennis balls. Tennis balls are also good. Inhale. Grab a hold of the ring finger. And exhale, pull back. This is wrist stretches stage 1. Inhale, grab a hold of the middle finger. And exhale, pull back on the middle finger. And for those of you who are joining me at any point in this video, I'll continue to repeat it. Inhale. Grab the index finger. And exhale, pull back. These videos are lightly instructed. They're unedited. I have no intention of editing them, fooling around with it. I put enough effort into putting the sequencing down and some thoughts. Inhale, grab a hold of the thumb. And then as you exhale, pull back on the thumb slightly. Pull it out slightly, actually, and then pull it back. Reach pinky finger away from thumb. And these moves are only to tolerance. They're not designed to be painful. If you're running into pain, stop. But if you have questions about, the sequencing, and I'm moving to the other hand, breathing in as I grab a digit, and then exhaling, gently pulling back. If you're having pain, stop. If you have a question about a posture, anything that I'm doing, put it in the comments. Direct message me if you're doing this on Instagram. And I'll answer as best I can. We can even set up something like on Skype or something where I can, provide you with a little instruction. I can see what you're doing, that kind of stuff. Take a deep breath in, grab middle finger or whatever finger you're working. And then exhale, pull it back. Inhale, grab a hold of the index finger. And then exhale, pull back. And I'm doing this a little earlier today because, which I probably should, because I've got, school and stuff, but I'm teaching today. Yay. Inhale, grab a hold of the thumb, pull it away from the palm, and then pull it back. Point fingers towards floor, stretch palm. You can see I've got really big stretch here. Who is on? Who is on? Hey, Richard, how are you? All right, inhale. So this is actually wrist stretches stage 3, not 2, but because I'm in standing, that's the way I do it, because I'm in flow. Inhale. Reach palms out to the edges of the room, or edges of whatever you're doing, and then exhale, pull in pinky finger, ring, middle, index finger, wrap thumb, and roll knuckles to the floor. Ooh, little itchy in the foot. Inhale, turn the palms forward. And these are my personal practices. This is my personal time that I practice. I'm just sharing it with others. So you have access to yoga for free. Not everybody can get decent yoga instruction. Inhale, I switched feet and I'm moving into another round of stage 3. Exhale, pull in pinky finger, ring, middle, index finger, thumb, roll knuckles to the floor. And then turn the palms forward, thumbs up, breathe in. And exhale, pull in thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky finger, and then tip knuckles out to the edges of zero. All right, let that go. Let that go, let that go. I actually have a Frozen movie out. I never even saw the first one. I don't watch much TV. Although I did watch TV the other day. I watched a really silly Christmas movie. All right, so again, if anybody joins me in any of these videos, just remember, just email me, email me, put a message in the comments about any questions that you have. Again, these are going to be lightly instructed, no personal instruction is going to be involved. That's why I don't do it live on YouTube. I only do it live on Instagram because they won't do, you can only do like one, not 1 hour, but one. Oh, I need to set the settings on here for turn off never. 1 minute of video recording. So I don't. Okay, whatever. We'll just leave it alone. But at any rate, I'll fix that another time. Let's do some more yoga. And so that's why I do it live. So I'll try to catch up with it before when it hits that 1 hour mark, so it can be relatively continuous for anyone who does join me. Moving into side winder. This is best done on a floor that is a slippery surface. I don't have the benefit of that here. So I recommend that you try to find something like a linoleum or a tile or something like that. I will start with my feet on the floor, interlace hands at the base of the skull, and elbows are out to the sides on the floor. So you'll see why. Like if I'm doing this on, and I wonder, let me try to do it like on just the carpet and not my mat. See if that actually helps. It does help give me a little more slip. The idea is to keep the hips squared on the floor and anchored, belly back. Sacrum tipping. The back edge of your pelvis is your sacrum. Well, not really. But I'm thinking the sacrum is the center of the back of your pelvis. And you want that center to be tipping out towards the floor, not forward. So if you were tipping it forward, your back would be arched. You want to actually have that on the floor at minimum and actually really opening out to the floor as you just pull the ribs from side to side. Breathing as fully as possible. See if you could put the back of the ribs on the floor as well. See, my hips want to move with this whole thing. I'm thinking, I want to be like, I've had Michael Jackson song in my head. Living Off the Wall, I think it is. Anyway, I'm gonna have to like rock out to that like later or something. All right, pick your feet up off the floor if you're going to move to stage 2 of this. If this felt like a productive move and you really like going for it, it's really making you happy, then stay with this move. Stay with your breath. Just love what you're doing in the moment. No apologies. This is no apologies yoga. This is no apologies life. All right, pick your feet up off the floor, knees bent. Activate the feet, right? So activating the feet, you're going to feel your calves turn on. Don't crank your feet so much that you're like cutting off your ankles though, right? So it's an active foot. And again, trying to keep this a little harder to access that back of sacrum on the ground. Back of sacrum, what am I saying? Anyway, the back of the pelvis on the ground. This is a little difficult. So if you need to come back here to find that access, go for it. But this is just a little bit of a move, bigger move. And both of these are very good for the quadratum lumborum, which are muscles along the spine in the lumbar area. Low back. Oof, I'm having trouble finding that, but not too bad. All right, so working into windmill. Before moving into windmill, picking feet up off the floor and just letting the arms come to the side, palms up. Deep breath in and just shimmying the bones in the thighs. Just shimmying the bones, giving a little shake. Again, I'm wanting to arc my back, right? A lot of us will have that tendency. Work the other way. Pull the ribs towards the pelvis in the front, right? You're kind of pulling those together, knitting them, and that'll help you get the back on the ground. Relax the face, relax your jaw, deepen the breath. And I'm going to be quiet here. Just go for that little shimmy, that little shake. All right, so where this starts to move into what's really technically called sidewinder is where we're windmilling the legs from side to side. So
I'm moving to my left, so letting the left leg just relax towards the floor, letting the top leg kind of find it. And then just putting enough effort to lift that top leg and move to the other side. And lifting the top leg. And then just kind of windmilling, using your breath as the wind. How do you do that? Inhale down into the pelvic area. Going with ease. Just enough effort to get that top leg moving, and then letting gravity take over as soon as you're able. And that move then ends up lifting the opposite leg up and over. Go with ease. We're going to go to this opposite side and then do 2 more to each side. I'm not going to call them out though. You're on your own here. Sophia? All right, so you can keep working with the knees bent version. I'm going to go ahead and work in a leg extended version for a few rounds. Again, just shaking the legs, and you might actually find here without the knees bent for some reason, I'm finding it easier with my legs straight to have the back of my pelvis on the ground. But my front ribs are wanting to push forward a little, so I'm needing to kind of be really more mindful of that to draw those back ribs into the floor. And if you're joining me on the live on Instagram, these are just practices that are my personal practice, that I'm sharing my time to give some light instruction and some clot yoga. And if you have questions, hi Sophia, put them in the comments. I'll answer them later. All right, let's go from side to side. So again, you're going to work in knees bent or legs extended. Inhaling. And this time I'm going to start by going over to the right. Again, lifting up and over. Just enough effort. And eventually gravity is going to pull that leg and then the opposite leg up and over. And for a common question is when do you inhale, when do you exhale? I'm finding the inhale naturally arriving As I lift the top leg and then move the opposite leg over to the side. And my practice with this is I usually do about 5 rounds. And that's 5. That means complete 5, like to each side. And I love these long, slow openings to a practice because it gives you that opportunity to work with the body, but you're cultivating that deeper breath, that deeper awareness. How to support yourself in the moves, in the postures, which, that's how we work in life, right? Yoga is actually the way we learn to support ourselves on the mat. And give us the building blocks we need for how to support ourselves in life, emotionally, physically, how to set things up. And that feels like that's probably about 5 to each side. I kind of lost track. All right, so rolling over to one side, pushing into the ground to come up, head relaxed. Use a hand to gently pick up your head. All right, I'm going to unroll my mat and see who else is on in the world. Okay, awesome. We're doing good. So let's, what am I doing? All right, so what am I doing? Oh, let's do some Kneepile. I like to sit up on a blanket for some of the sitting poses. So coming onto the edge of a blanket, just enough to give the hips a little height. I'm still wearing my socks because I'm cold, always. When you do a forest yoga practice, which is this style of yoga, you want to be as warm as possible. And that's in general. Keep your body warm. If you go to a forest yoga class, you will often find that the room is heated about 80 to 85 degrees. Nothing in the danger zone in the 90s, but it can get pretty hot, especially in rooms that where the temperature is raised and there's a lot of people practicing. But it's not like the hot yoga, which I think like Bikram and whatnot, or whatever used to be Bikram and Baptiste, would deliberately heat the room to like over 90 and plus. But we don't do that in forest. All right, let's work in Kneepile. Kneepile is a move where you stack the knees. Shoelace is one where the shins are stacked. In Kneepile, the knees are stacked. You can do this in a half version if the full version is too much, extending the bottom leg long. That's a way to work the pose. If neither of those work, then just be in a cross-legged position with the left leg in front. Okay? Kneepile. Kneepile with Kaphalabhati. Kaphalabhati is breath of fire. Short bursts of air through the nose. Belly pulls back to spine. The inhalations happen passively. Come onto the fingertips, palms lifted behind you into a chest opening position. Take a partial breath in. And then begin.
Let it go. Take a deep breath in. Coming into 3 rounds of Uddiyana. Exhale, hands forward into a stage 2. And so I'm going to stop here for a second. We didn't do stage 2 wrist stretches. I forgot to do those. So in stage 2 wrist stretches, technically you want to be in a cross-legged position with the fingertips on the floor. So this is almost opposite of what I'm doing behind me in this move, which maybe I'll turn around so you can see in the when we move to the other side. But anyway, fingertips on the floor, palms lifted. So I'm going to work that stage in Uddiyana for a few rounds. All right, so coming forward, Uddiyana, deep breath in. Hold the breath. Keep the belly muscles soft. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull low belly back to spine. Stay lifted in the chest. But that doesn't mean you shrug your shoulders up. That means actually push your hips down and stay open in chest. Let that go. 2 more rounds. Change sides. As I said, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what's going on behind with my hands. That gives you a little bit better visual. Change the cross of the legs, bringing the right leg on top. And again, remember, bottom leg can be long for half Kneepile. Or find another leg configuration. Cross-legged is fine, right leg in front. Here's that move. Coming up onto the fingertips. Palms lifted. Thumbs, fingertips on the floor. Chest is open. Partial breath in. Begin. Deep breath in. Uddiyana, exhale, hands forward. Two more rounds. Deep breath in, hold the breath. Soften the belly, exhale out. Keep the breath out. Low belly back to spine. Hips are moving down, chest is opening up. Let the belly go, final round.
Let it go. We are going to work in shoelace. So half shoelace is always an option. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, shoelace. See if anyone's on, so I need to wave to. I am not, because it's pretty freaking early. All right, so more tea. More tea, more tea. Shoelace seated side bend. All right, left leg on top. And I'm not mirror imaging you in any of these videos either, because again, this is my practice. And I trust that you'll just know what parts of your body you're working with, even if that's not what your eyes see. All right. Shoelace, left leg on top. Half shoelace is fine with so your ankle would be like on top of your thigh, knee is going to be off. Bottom leg will be long for half shoelace. Otherwise, stacking the shins with your heel kind of off to the side. You know, you could probably be like, in a way, not probably, definitely. You could do this in a way if your knee needs support to like relax open by putting a block underneath. That's always a good move. I'm not going to do that right now, but I might. All right, shoelace seated side bend. We're actually going to bend to the right. Oh, doing it the other way. That's what it says anyway. All right, bending to the right. So planting the right hand out, palm down this time. 18 inches from the hip is the recommended distance. Inhale, left arm up. So if you didn't catch that, I changed my leg configuration. Left leg's on the bottom, right leg's on the top, and we're side bending to the right. So really tacking down through both hips, particularly the left hip will want to go for liftoff. Both feet are active, both calves are active, breath is deep. It's actually difficult for me not to like over instruct because I always talk too much. Number one. Number two, it's just a nervous thing, right? As a teacher, we want to be able to tell you what to do, but I don't know what you're doing. So that's part of why I try to only lightly instruct. Inhale, breathe into the upper chest, particularly. I'm actually feeling pretty dead in the right side of my chest, so I'm going to send my breath there. Where in your body do you want to wake up, bring more joy, bring more activity? Where do you want to soften, be more receptive? Neck release pose. Lower the left arm down, palm down, about a foot off the floor. On this side of my body, I tend to fold over a lot. So I'm actually straightening my right arm a little bit more for support, lifting more in my right upper chest, and sending my breath in there for support so I can feel good in this pose rather than yucky. You may even want to take your block, you know, just to lift up if that's also something going on with you. I seem to feel I'm getting a pretty decent access. What can you do to actively create more of the foundation so you can be and enjoy in the pose rather than ugh. It brings presence, that brings aliveness. brings color. To come out of the pose, reach through the left arm to come up. Use the right hand to pick the head up. Twisting to thigh. Inhale, turn towards right knee. Plant the hands on either side of the knee. You may go all the way around. I'm not doing that. That is absolutely more what this pose is supposed to be about. But I'm not doing that because that's not awesome for my body. It's not a move that brings my back joy. That keeps me in a place of feeling rather than fixing. Once I go into that big, big move, all of a sudden I'm in fix-it mode rather than feeling. And that's not joyful. It depends. Sometimes it can be joyful. Not in this instance. And I'm basically doing 5 breaths in each position. Actually, this hand coming forward feels better. Can we stay with things long enough that we can learn what does feel better, how we do want to feel? And keep going after that. Enough and long enough to know that if we're not getting it, we're not feeling that way, we respond rather than react and change the whole thing without the right foundation in place. Inhale to come up. Let's do the other side. Breathing through the transitions. So when you're breathing in the transitions, again, you're building a foundation, right? To move to the next side, to make your next move, to know what feels like the right place to be in that move. Side bend. Plant left hand down, reach right arm up. Inhale. Can you be in that much joy? She's about 5 months old. She's very funny. Sophia! What you doing, honey? That brings me joy. Come out of the pose, or actually second stage, neck release pose. Lower the top arm, spin the palm to the floor. What's really awesome is I'm able to access my breath like all the way to my upper back. Where can you feel your breath? Moving well, feeling good. Keep going for that place. And one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, and then inhale, reach through that right arm, use left hand to pick up head, twist to thigh, exhale. A little cat play. Little kitten time. Notice where you're striving, notice where you're pushing, just be in the place where the ease is happening. Let the pose unfold wherever you are. Inhale to come up, push into the ground. And then come back to center. All right, let's do some abs. All right, and again, these practices are only for my personal practice. You're welcome to follow along to any degree. I will write the sequences up. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I will write them up, and you are welcome to comment, ask questions later on. I will get back to you, or we can set something up. We can set something up where I can pay attention to you. All right, let's get on to the back. Let's do some abs. Basic elbow to knee is where we'll start, and then we'll move to abs with a mat. If you do not have a rolled up mat, foam block is a good idea. If you don't have a foam block and you have a cork one or a wood one, those aren't ideal because they hurt. They will hurt your thighs more so than something a little lighter, and they're heavy. But, you work with what you've got. You can even roll up a blanket. And if you're going to do the roll, I've demoed this a few times. You've got your mat, your whatever blanket, roll it up into thirds lengthwise, like super narrow, and then you just roll it from end to end, and then secure it with some kind of strap. I have elastics on mine, / rubber bands, people call them in the other parts of the world. You can use masking tape, duct tape, what have you pick. I'll support my head because I am still in recovery from body injury. And injuries all the way around, right? But so I need that, but you may not. I definitely recommend you put some padding underneath your back so that way you are supported to the spine as well. So I will actually work with a block between my ankles as well as the block between my, Well, what am I saying? This is actually basic elbow to knee. We're not doing that one yet, Lisa. But I'm going to keep the block nearby. I recommend you do so as well rather than to get up. Basic elbow to knee. Interlace hands at the base of the skull. We'll do this from the ground up. We're going to do this in stages 1, 2, and 3. Take a deep breath in. Push down through the heels to activate the feet and the legs. Curl the tailbone up, holding the breath. Exhale, lift shoulders up, reach left leg forward, turn elbows right, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center, lower shoulders, lower foot. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg forward, turn elbows left, pull the belly down, reaching through the heel. So you're activating the back line of the leg. Inhale, come back to center, lower shoulders, lower foot, hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, this is very basic. Turn elbows right, pull belly down, reaching from buttock to heel, left leg. Inhale, lower down, hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift shoulders up, reach through the right leg, pull belly down, elbows are to the left. Do one more like that. Inhale. You're on your own. Up level option is to keep the shoulders up. Inhale. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale. Same move. Elbows move right. Pull belly down. Left leg grows long. Inhale back to center. Hold breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale. Reach right leg long. Turn elbows left. Pull belly down. Inhale. Come back to center. You can up level this even further, picking feet up. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach left leg long. Turn elbows right, pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg long. Pull belly down, elbows turn left. Inhale. I'm going to stop the instruction. You do the stage that's working for you. Go back if you need to stage 1. Feel for a sidewinder in these moves. Feel for what brings you joy in abdominals. What part of abdominals can you soften and receive? So come out of the pose, come back to center. If your feet are lifted, lower them, lower chest and shoulders. Set up for abs with a mat, roll, block, whatever prop. Place it between your inner thighs, right on the pubic bone. I'm working with a block again. I'm working a little extra these days, so I kind of like this anyway for regular practice. But again, using a heavy block is not ideal. Interlace hands at the base of the skull. Abs with a prop. Exhale. Curl the head and shoulders up. Squeeze onto the roll. I didn't cue that yet, but do it before. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower shoulders. So you'll hear the cue different here. Hold breath. Curl tailbone up. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Lift chest up. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower shoulders. Hold breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze props. Exhale, lift shoulders up. I might like to lift chest up rather than shoulders. It feels like a different move to me when I say that. Inhale. Hold breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze prop. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Pull belly down. I'm going to do a few more. I'm not going to cue them though. All right, let that go. Moving to bridge. I think this is where I probably have to take off my socks. Yeah. Bridge over a block with half Virasana. So again, you're going to want 1 or 2 blocks if they're of the narrow variety. Otherwise, if you have a nice, strong, sturdy cork or wood block, I would go with that. Or a very, dense foam block. I'm going to actually start with bridge with a roll. It's not what was originally written in this practice, but I'm going to do that one. All right. Heels are just to the outside width of your pelvis. Run your arms down the sides of the body so you know you're not so wide to the edges of your mat. I'm going to adjust so just my occipital bones are on my blanket. Take a deep breath in. Activate the feet here, so when you push down through the heels, exhaling, lifting hips, feet are active, your legs are with you, and your legs are doing the lifting. Shoulders anchor back into the floor. Let the chest open. Breathe into the chest. Feet stay active no matter whether it's an in or an out breath. Soften the groin creases. Let them depress and recess. Let you turn on other muscles of the legs and let the hip flexors go so they can receive the stretch here. Desperate. Again, just like on the floor poses, feel for the top edge of the sacrum tipping open to the floor. And see, when I talk about that, my own butt lifts higher. My legs work more. My legs are working from the back. The hamstrings are lifting. The calf muscles are pushing down. All right, half Virasana. Remove the prop if you're using one that's between the thighs. Take the block, place it in that very place on the sacrum that we were just talking about, right? Tipping the sacrum open, pushing it, actually pushing it down a little bit lightly on the block. The block has 3 sides, 3 heights. Use the one that feels right for you. Walk left foot in a little bit closer to the midline of the body. Inhale, right thigh towards chest. Grab a hold of the thigh. I'm going to do an ankle over thigh first. I think I am. Is that how this is written? Nope. Okay. So again, let the hips settle on the sacrum. Feel for them getting heavy. Let them settle on the block. Now, you can stay here and maybe gently drawing the knee towards the chest, pushing the buttock forward. So that may reduce the amount that you're actually able to lower the side of the chest. And if you have further to go, you can grab a hold of the ankle and use that grab to turn to the tops of the toes and plant the toes in the floor. Now, the ankle's going to... I can't believe this right now. You're going to feel for that knee kind of wanting to wing out. Don't let that happen again. Go for that recession in the groin. So the knee's actually tracking more forward in, and there's a spiral that's being created, an inward spiral of that thigh. And if this is not a joyful pose for you, come back to the version that is, and maybe it's both feet on the floor, sacrum on block, deep breath in. And don't keep trying to fix and fuss and fuck with the pose to the point where all you're doing is fixing and messing around. Be in a pose where you can breathe. Rather than be in misery. Inhale, draw the right knee into the chest, and then exhale, step that foot down, switch sides. Inhale, left knee to chest, and this might be your move on this side. Scooping the pubic bone up, groin creases deepening. If you have further to go, grab the ankle, turn to the tops of the toes. And there is a variation on this pose, and I'm trying to remember it. Never mind. I'll have to think of it another time. I think it involves putting like the rolled up mat like underneath the ankle. I think that's what it is. And so that you can be like on the balls of the feet. Yes, there's that. But I'm not doing it right now. Let's see, my sacrum settling down. My ribs are not flaring open. They're actually drawn in. Except when I breathe in. Telescoping the ribs. Exhale, wrap the shoulders forward, tuck the tail. Using those basic forest yoga moves here to find your way into the pose. Using your supports. To come out of the pose, inhale, anchor through the right foot, draw left knee to chest, inhale. And then exhale, lower the foot down. Anchor into both feet, maybe come to that wider stance. Inhale, lift hips off block. Exhale, keep pushing down through the heels, keep lengthening the tailbone forward, and then you'll feel that pubic bone curl up, lowering all the way to the floor. Back of pelvis staying open. Yes. Inhale, roll to the side. Sit up, head hanging, and then gently coming up. All right, let's do some dolphin. Dolphin, one arm behind the back or one leg up. Maybe we'll do a combo of both. We'll see where it goes, see how I feel. All right, T is good. T is good. Hey, Sophia, you are still back there. Sophia, Sophia, Sophia. Love her. Love her. All right, come on to hands and knees. Oh, I'm still wearing my glasses. Hands under, I was going to say hand under knees. Hands under shoulders to start. Come to elbows under shoulders. Next stage, right? If that's not your move, you're going to just work here, that's fine. The cues are the same. This is just a version of dog, right? Table position. Otherwise, elbows to the floor for dolphin. Right under shoulders, grab upper arms, measure distance. Toes are curled under behind you. So the pads of the toes, not the toenails, are on the floor. Interlace hands forward in a clasp. This is great for upper body stability if you need that, and you need that to find the engagement in the chest. See how my neck wants to work a lot here. If you engage the chest, the neck stops working and the back lifts. If you have more stability in the upper body and you don't need that clasp, separate hands, palms down. Finding the press of the palms, forearms down, no matter which position in arms you choose. Take a deep breath into upper back, broaden chest. Exhale, draw shoulder heads back. Pull low belly in and push your hips way behind you as forearms push down. This might be the move. Chest muscles on, rib cage working, rib cage muscles. If you have further to go, inhale, lift knees, straighten legs, lift pelvis. And again, the arms can be clasped. If you want to work with the hands clasped, not arms, down to the knees. Inhale, spread into upper back. Exhale, draw shoulder heads back, wrap shoulders. Breathe deeply. Breathe into the places in your body that you can light up and make them feel good just by paying attention. Sending your breath there as your attention. Dolphin, one arm behind the back. Walk the feet wider. Anchor into the left arm. Inhale, draw right arm behind the back. Use the right leg to steer the pose so you're not collapsing on the left side. Use the right low belly to lift up, right upper chest, breathing in. If you have further to go, you can lift the left leg up as well. Let's see if I do. Without doing too much work. It's hard on carpet, just so you know. But if I pick up on that right low belly, I have varying degrees of success. All right, I'm going to come out of the pose to find my stability again, right? Grabbing upper arms, always the rule. That gives you distance. Maybe I'm clasping palms down. Inhale. Coming into whatever version of the pose is right. Set it up. Reestablish the foundation. This time anchoring into the right arm, bringing the left arm behind the back. I do not feel super well supported on this side. So I think I'm just going to work keeping the arm down. Let me see. No, that's a little too involved for me right now. So staying in the pose that brings you joy, staying in the pose that gives you the best opportunity for breath. You can engage, where you can be present. And then release. Bring the left arm down, find stability, breathe in. And then lower down. Woo-wee. All right. Working some sun salutations. Coming into a standing position. Coming up to the top of your mat. I'm going to keep wearing my jacket because... Okay. Share a story. All right. So... excuse me. Let's go back to the live. Okay. So we're going back to the live. I'm starting it over because that was the hour. Let's start with classic sun salutations. So if you're going to join me from here, you can just join me in some sun salutations. Warm up that way. And let's see where we go. So step up. Hi, Desper. You want to go outside, honey? Come on. Here you go. There you go. All right. Stepping up to the front of the mat. I feel like we have a pretty decent, you can probably see. So stepping up to the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance. Hands at heart center. We'll do 3 rounds to each side. For those of you who join me for this, hey, Rebecca McAllister. Go ahead and join me, and we're going to start working with some sun salutations, and I will only instruct lightly. You're welcome to comment, ask questions a little bit later on. Obviously won't be a personal thing, but in the moment. Not personal in the moment, personal later. But you can start here with sun salutations. I've done quite a bit of warm-up moves, and I will post the entire sequence a little later. So hands at heart center,
classic sun salutations, or just sun salutations as we call them now. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And I know that's my cousin. Inhale, step the back knee, left knee back, left foot back, left knee down. Reach arms up. And how are you doing, Becky? Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, you can lower down to the knees and then lower to the chest. Low cobra, inhale, slide the hands forward. Curl pubic bone against floor, lift chest, reach legs way back. Lower down, exhale, bring hands back under shoulders, push up, downward facing dog. I've noticed I'm doing some roundy thing in my back lately. I don't know what that's about. That's not a move. I think that's lack of activation in chest, so I'm going to work with that. Inhale, step left foot forward, bring right knee down, lift chest up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward and fold, neck relaxed. Inhale, reach up through the chest, reach down through the feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right leg back, knee down. Sink in the hips, lift chest, reach arms. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, again, you can come down through the knees and then come down through the chest. Slide hands forward, low cobra, inhale. Lift chest, reach way back through legs. Exhale, lower down. Move hands back. Downward facing dog. So that felt a little better to me. Inhale, step the right foot forward, left knee down, reach arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, reach arms up, lift chest up, feet down, pelvis down, hands to heart. Exhale. Try to explain that a little differently. Inhale, reach arms up, lengthen the buttocks to the heels. That's what I mean by pelvis down. Exhale, forward fold. Step left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, lift chest, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Inhale. You can lower to the knees or fold chaturanga to the floor. Low cobra, slide hands forward. Inhale, lift chest. Again, for anyone who joins this live, this is a lightly instructed practice. Will not be following along in the chat. You can ask questions and I'll answer them later. Inhale, low lunge, left leg forward, reach arms up. Exhale, hands down, step forward, fold, neck relaxed. Start activating in the legs. Start lengthening back and down through the buttocks now. Inhale, reach up, chest up. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step right leg back, knee down, low lunge, reach arms up. Find that length in the buttocks, the lift in the chest. Hands down, exhale, step back, plank pose. Take a breath here. Exhale, lower through the knees or full chaturanga to floor. Slide hands forward, low cobra. Inhale, lengthen forward to the chest, lengthen back through buttocks here. Exhale, lower down, bring hands back, downward facing dog. Again, all of those are feeling a little better to me since I kind of noticed them, right? I paid attention. Inhale, step right foot forward, left knee down, reach arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward and fold. Neck relaxed. Inhale, push down through the heels and buttocks, reach arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. I'm going to do one more round. Do them silent. You're on your own.
Actually, it isn't chest. It's actually lower in the core. And the more we pay attention, the more we know. All right, that about does it. For that one, we'll start in B series. Come on, Vesper, come on in. I know, honey, come on in. All right, we're working at the wall now. So moving to the wall, like I said, you're going to need some wall space for part of this practice. And for the next several poses, we'll be doing them right at the wall. So I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to make sure that gives you a moment to set up if you need to. You can see, yeah, that works really, really well. Okay, awesome sauce. So I am turning the camera so you see that's the amount of wall space that I have. It's pretty much what you want. I'm going to try to avoid that dartboard. Okay, so coming into some variations on some of the practices I did in the video we recorded yesterday. We'll be working down dog at the wall, chair at the wall, and then handstand or handstand with sacrum on the wall. So it'll be a shorter version of what was done yesterday. So coming into a hands and knees position at the wall to start. This is a little too, you're gonna have to move this mat. And you don't necessarily have to have two mats. I just happen to have a bunch of mats. Well, not a bunch anymore. Just have these guys. I just set them up for ease. So you can always move your mat to a place on the wall. So coming onto hands and knees at the wall with the hands under the shoulders. Toes curled under. The toes are right where the floor meets the baseboard and the heels are pushing against the wall. This might be enough for you to feel the heels pushing back, buttocks reaching back, hands pressing down. Chest on, core engaged, breath, breathing in and out. Like this might be the place where you can get the breath in and out. If you have further to go, no matter what you're doing, start with a breath into upper back. And then exhale, wrap the shoulders forward, pull the belly in and push the heels back so you're beginning to straighten the legs and lift the hips. And this might be your move too, right? And if that is, come off the tips of the toes. So you've got the balls of the feet on the baseboard or the wall, whatever's behind you. And then you're pushing the hips up and back. Hands pushing forward. Core lifting. Groin creases depressed. Recess. If you have further to go from here, step one foot up on the wall, hip height, and then let the other one join it so you're making an L shape in your body. Work towards that by curling the pubic bone forward, lifting tailbone. Pushing hands down and feet back, especially those heels. Deepen the breath. Breathe and fill up every space in your body. If you cannot find that deep breath in and out, go to a version that I've just shown you that gets you there. Because the breath is in the joy is in the breath. You can't breathe through something, it sucks. Plain and simple. It's too hard, it's unsustainable. To come out of the pose, lower one foot and then the other. Hang for a minute. And then push through the heels to come up. Maybe you need the wall for support. That's fine too. All right. Let's see. Is anybody else on? No. Okay. Just checking. All right. So coming into chair at the wall. The move is to come into a 90-degree position, 90-degree angle at the knees. Feet are hip distance apart. I actually like to use, a block. I like to use a block between my calves, and the wide width is recommended. So that gives you that hip distance. So you put the block between the calves, come into a 90-degree position, so the thighs are parallel with the floor. The hands can stay low because sometimes when the arms reach up, this feels distracting, okay, for a lot of people. Because the point is you want to push that sacrum against the wall. This is going to set us up for the next pose. Take a deep breath in. Arms can be up or down. Exhale. Push the sacrum back. Pull the belly back to get that access. Push heels down. Right? These make the heels, the foundation of these poses makes it tolerable. Start with the breath in. Exhale, wrap the shoulders forward, pull the belly in and tuck the pubic bone forward, tailbone down. The hips a little lower. Need to come out of the pose. Hands come behind to push into the wall, straighten through legs. Handstand at the wall. You can come back to down dog at the wall, right? Down dog at the wall, totally doable. Maybe working one leg up at a time. That's another possibility. I'm going to try for handstand with sacrum at the wall. It's not something I'm having a lot of success with right now, but we'll see what this one offers. I did it with Dolphin yesterday. Handstand at the wall is also a move. I'm not going to call that one. If you know how to do a handstand, you can probably get there. Handstand with sacrum at the wall is a lot closer. So come closer to the wall than you think you should be. But make sure you have enough clearance. So just test that. You're going to have enough clearance when you go up. All right. Point is to get that sacrum on the wall, just like we did in the chair move. All right. If you need to come back to that to access that, do it. Pause the video, get there, and then approach this. You can swing one leg up at a time to get there, or you can go for a pike. I'm going to go ahead and try for the pike. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lift pelvis. Oh, lift pelvis. It's a bent knee pike. It's all good though, right? Point is getting a handstand. The point is to breathe. Wrap the shoulders, tuck the tailbone up the wall, and I'm kind of getting there today. Not bad. Reaching through the legs. A lot of energy through the legs up. A lot of energy through the palms down. Chest on. Wrapping shoulders like crazy. I do not have my full sacrum on the wall. But not bad. All right. Let's do some day series. You know what? I'm always going to love handstanding. Handstands make me happy. Like Twizzlers make some people happy. Handstands make me happy. Be serious with vignettes. I'm probably going to use my block again between my ankles. That's an option for y'all. Your pick. I'll call it when we're there. Starting in a B series stance, feet can be at distance or together. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, sink the hips way back to come into chair. Chest stays lifted. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step or hop back to plank pose. Lower to the floor. Through the knees or full chaturanga. Boat with shoulder shrugs. Again, I'm going to use a block between my ankles just because I need that for my low back. You can choose that too to engage more through the legs. Curl pubic bone against the floor. Inhale, lift legs, lift chest, squeeze block if you've got it. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades and drag shoulder blades down. Tuck the tail. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together, squeeze the block, tuck the tail. Inhale, breathe into upper back. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together, shoulder blades down, tuck the tail, squeeze the block if you have it. Lower down. Push back. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, inhale, step left foot forward, pivot the right heel down. Warrior one with hands on hips. So this is a supported back bend. So come up hands on hips rather than a reaching arms up move. You can bring the hands even further behind you, and I like to bring my thumbs on my sacrum, fingertips point straight up the back. Let the hips be heavy, especially that left one. It's going to want to snake forward. Let the left knee move forward, left hip move back instead. See how that just rotated my hips? And go for breathing in a way that the back of the pelvis is tipping open behind you. And stay with it long enough that the pose comes to you. Lunge, hands on hips. So the same move, but in a lunge position. So come into those same lunges like we're in the sun salutations. Bring the hands on the hips. And all those same moves we just worked in the warrior. That was an awesome breath. Cobra. I'm going to still work with my block. Inhale, step into plank pose. Squeezing on the block with my ankles. Exhale, lower down. I'm still loving that Cobra. Inhale, lift chest. Reach back to the legs. Squeeze the block. Curl pubic bone against floor. And exhale, lower down. I wonder if we can get as yummy on the other side. Inhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, inhale, step left, right foot forward. Anyway, inhale, right foot forward. Warrior one. Warrior one, supported back bends. And if you can't get your hands, because mine are in kind of like a flat palm prayer position on my sacrum, I can do that. My wrists can do that. I'm really grateful for that. Work with your hands on your hips, and that also helps a little bit of a steering mechanism, a little more intelligence. In fact, on this side, I'm kind of liking that. Coming into a lunge position, lower right knee to ground. Left knee, excuse me. Slide right foot forward. Coming to the hands on the hips or a little further back for more of a chest opener in the move. Hands on sacrum. Lower down. Step back. Plank pose. Inhale. You're working with the block. Squeeze it between ankles and feet. Lower to floor. Cobra or low cobra. You need to. Hands scoop forward for that. Cobra. Inhale. Scoop the pelvis forward into the floor. Pubic bone specifically. Lift chest. Lower down. Downward facing dog. Archer warrior 2. Inhale, step the left foot forward, feet of warrior 2. Inhale, push through the feet to come up, reach right arm up, bend elbow. You can grab your hands, your clothes, you can find your strap. Sink in the hips. Push back through the back leg. I should probably move that camera. I'll do it after this pose. Deepen the groin creases, particularly on that right side. Yeah, when I do that, my hips just totally shifted. And I can engage the buttock back through the heel. And breathe into whatever opens. Send your breath there. Send your attention. Send the investigation in a good way. All right, we're going to move into extended warrior variation, but I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so you see like more of what's going on here. Okay, extended warrior variation with chest opener. Inhale, lower the left forearm on thigh, palm up. Right arm reaches up. Neck is relaxed. Turn on the chest muscles instead, and then reach the right arm either down and then back behind, or not so much. I'm not so muching because of my injury in my back. So a straight arm reach is what's more appropriate for me, and that's where I can engage in the chest and the foot and the buttock and all of that stuff. And that's where I'm getting joy. That's where I'm getting breath. Cobra over a roll. Exhale. Lower the hand. You can lower the back knee down or work through a plank to the floor. You pick what's up with you. Grab either a rolled up blanket that's about this size, right, or a rolled up mat. The blanket is going to be softer, less intense on the tummy. You pick. Pillows also work, by the way. All right. Cobra over a roll. Lower onto the roll. So the roll is in the soft part of the belly, below the rib line. above the pubic bone and the hip crest. Right? Hands under shoulders. And again, I'm going to work with a block. I'm feeling that. That is what's working for me this morning. Let the belly move around, like your belly is sort of enveloping, thinking about an amoeba, the roll or the prop, whatever is under the tummy. Squeeze onto the block, inhale, lift chest. Stay lifted, exhale, wrap the pubic bone forward against the block. The roll, the prop. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, wrap the pelvis forward. Relax the shoulders, scoop the shoulder blades forward. So there's a wrapping action in the shoulder blades. Feel for it not just being about what's happening at the belly. It is a cobra after all. Lower down over the prop. To the other side, inhale, push up. Downward facing dog. I'm doing some really funny stuff with my neck. Well, we'll see what happens. Inhale, step the right foot forward, feet of warrior two, archer warrior two. Inhale to come up, reach left arm up, behind, and again, find strap, find close. Maybe you get the grab on both hands. Right now, close is working for me. Extended warrior variation, chest opener. Inhale, unwind the arms, right forearm to thigh, left arm up. To come into the chest opener move, lower the left arm slightly and then let the arm drift behind the line of the shoulder. I can do that on this side. I couldn't on the other side. Feel where the joyful open close is for you. Inhale to come out of the pose, lower left arm down. Bow over a roll, one arm, one leg. Inhale, step back to your plank pose. And lower down. Push hips back, inhale. And I need to move that prop to get my other one, bow over a roll. You can do this without, right? You can do it with itchiness. You can do it with a pillow. You can do it with no pillow. You can just do it against the floor. I recommend you at least put something under your pelvis. For women, you want the pubic bone to be on the edge of whatever support you put under your pelvis. For men, you actually want your genitals to be off that edge so you don't smash them. Okay? That doesn't matter if you're working with a roll. All right. Inhale, come up to a low cobra position and then slide the left hand forward into that low cobra position. So instead of a big cobra, it's a little lower. Left hand slides forward. Curl pubic bone towards the roll, exhale. And then lift right heel up, knee bent. Inhale, grab inside edge of right foot. Let the belly soften against the roll. If you harden the belly, it is going to suck. Absolutely no question. Kick the back ankle against the hand. Keep curling the pubic bone into the roll. And a lower down, switch sides. That right hand is forward, the left hand is now going to draw back. So you're asymmetrical with your hand placement. Inhale, left heel draws up, reach back. Fill up through the pelvis. Exhale, reach and lengthen buttocks back. You wouldn't think that is a move in a back bend, but it totally is. And release. Bring both hands down. Just take a moment. You can even bring hands under forehead. Feel for what it's like to just lay and drape over that roll. Literally inviting the roll in. I say whatever we resist persists, right? This is the epitome of that. Hands under shoulders to push off roll. Lunge back bend with a roll. Strap, excuse me. So you'll need your strap. I said we weren't going to use that, didn't I? Anyway, well, get your strap. All right. Step left foot forward into a lunge position. Grab your strap. Maybe I did say we were going to use the strap. Loop it around the back ankle. I feel like we're supposed to do something more with the belt piece, but I'm not bothering with that. This is a really long strap. You might need to if you have a shorter strap. And I recommend getting a really long one because that way you'll always have what you need. So the scooping action forward, the wrapping of the shoulders forward and up, elbows up is the move here. Take a deep breath in. Again, let that pelvis tip open and back. Exhale, lift up in chest. Keep the pelvis tipping open and back. The back is long. It's not like this. Back bend is an arc. It's actually an extension of the spine. Inhale. Scoop shoulders forward and up. Ooh, it's wiggly. If you don't have your stability, don't be in a big back bend. Just saying. And then release. And I'll say it now just because it occurred to me, but I'm going to start writing this in there. If you have any medical injuries, you should absolutely make sure that you're checking with your doctor before doing any kind of physical stuff. Just saying. Don't do stuff unless you have medical clearance. I'll write that in the description as well. Got off track. So, twisting lunge. Inhale. Yes, draw the left foot back. I knew where I was going. Push down through the right shin, reach arm up. And exhale, bring right elbow on top or outside left knee. Make a fist, cup it with left palm. Inhale to unwind. Bow over a roll. Inhale. Lower onto the roll. I'm not using the strap. I know I didn't take it off my foot, but I'm not using it. Curl the pubic bone around the roll. Inhale, lift up in chest. You can reach back, maybe grab both ankles at the same time. I did not, but you might. Exhale, curl pubic bone forward against the roll. Lower the belly in the roll. This is what I mean when I say soften the belly muscles, particularly on that exhale. And release. Push back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Step right foot forward. That'll bring your prop if you didn't do it. So you can strap it up around the back ankle. Lengthen the strap so it's of even lengths on both sides. That works, right? You might need to buckle it up. You might need to use two straps. Wrapping the shoulders forward and lifting elbows up, right? Pelvis is down. Pelvis is opening behind. Deepen the breath. Use the breath to lengthen the spine. That is the point of the back bend. Twisting lunge. Inhale. Shift hips back. Shift the front foot back. Exhale. Settle into the pose. And then wait for the inhale. Reach right arm up. Left arm up. And then exhale. Bring elbow over knee. Make your fist. Cup it with right palm. Hips shift back. Chest breathes and lengthens forward. Breathing in and around that heart space. It's a way to install joy, attention, presence, love of self, right? Being present is the epitome of loving yourself. And finding that self-worth, like being worth it to take time for yourself. Whatever that means, keep going for that. All right, to come out of the pose, let's do bow over roll. One arm, one leg. Let's use the strap. All right, so you're going to have to unhook that left ankle, hook up the right ankle instead. Take the time to, again, love yourself. Set yourself up in the pose so you can work in it with ease, right? And ease is always what defines success, right? Where can you be in the pose with ease? Set a prop, whatever it is, under your belly. No prop if that's what you're working, but at least protect your pelvis. You're working with the prop. Roll lower over it. Let your belly soften into the prop. Inhale into a cobra position, lifting up, curling pubic bone around, roll as you do. Lift up the right arm, slide the left hand forward. I'm going to have to use a grab that's further behind than the edge, I guess the edges of the strap. Reach the elbow forward as you push the heel behind you. If that's the move for you, stay here and breathe to the length of the right side of the body. So lower onto the roll. Keep wrapping that right shoulder blade forward and reaching leg behind. Create length, the whole flank of the body. A slight inward rotation of the elbow. And then let that go. Changing sides, reach back, unstrap the ankle. On the other side. Right hand is down in a low cobra position. The left hand has the straps from not right at the edge where the buckle is, okay? Kick the ankle back and reach the elbow forward. So find that move before you go any further. Curling pubic bone around the roll. Deep breath in. So wrap the left shoulder blade forward. Curl pubic bone into the roll. And let that go. Downward facing dog. Pigeon pose. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Settle on to left hip with the shin parallel with the front of the mat. If that's not easy to do with the hip on the mat, get a prop underneath that hip. What is this? What did I write? I'm not going to worry about it.
Pigeon twist to thigh. Inhale. And exhale. Over to left side. Come back to center and push back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come down onto hands and knees. Bow over a roll with strap, both arms, both legs. So strap up the ankles. Have the roll in front. Excuse me. And separate the straps so they're not crisscross, number one, and they are in front of you on the floor on either side. Lower onto the roll. Inhale, come up with the hands on the straps. Mine are more around my shins and my ankles, so you might need to make some adjustments. As you rock and roll on the roll, lift the arms up. So this is still not right. Not what we want. All right, let's try this again. So come onto the roll. I would do it this way. Get the strap coming forward with one hand. Push ankles back and then allow the opposite hand to come up to join. That worked better. Let the belly relax over the roll. Curl pubic bone forward. So if this is all the height you get, that's fine because you're reaching the elbows forward and the ankles back. Relaxing the belly over the roll. Like that's hard, right? And that might be what you're getting. That's the move. Wrapping the shoulders forward, reaching elbows forward, reaching ankles back. If you have further to go and you can keep that kind of length, once you move into more of an arc, then go for it. But the length is the point. Downward facing dog. Pigeon. Step right foot forward. Bring the shin as close to parallel. So here's where a blanket or some kind of prop under my hip is needed. I didn't need it on the other side, but I need it here. You might too. Check that out. Forward bend. Stay active in the legs. Pigeon is a passive pose. Sort of. Inhale to come up, twist to thigh, exhale. Oh, I see what I wrote. Could have done a one ankle grab. That was what I was meant to do. But I think we've done enough. We can do that another time. Inhale to come back to center. All right, coming into the back bend of your choice. You can do any of the bridges that we've done. You can do one leg up, high GBP. You can do, hi, big boy, back to half Virasana. We did that at the beginning. Wheel is an option. Your back is certainly warmed up for that. Yeah, there's all kinds of choices. So you can go in a lot of different places with this one. So wheel. You know what? Let's do. I'm gonna call out what I want to do, which is bridge to wheel to bridge. I think that's a good move. But again, you can stay in bridge. You can do bridge one leg up at a time. Any of those. I'm not gonna call them out. If you know them, you know what to do. All right. So coming on to the back. I'm doing bridge to wheel to bridge. Heels are just outside the distance of the hips, the width of the hips. Palms open to the ceiling, arms at sides. Inhale, lift hips, pushing down through heels. And I'm going to stay here for 5 breaths. Actually, I need to come down. What's up, Pete? You want to go outside, honey? Come on. Why don't you go out? Go out for a little bit. Yeah. Go catch those. All right. So coming back to bridge. This time 3 breaths. Keeping the feet active, calves active, legs active, particularly the back of the legs. To come into bridge wheel pose, turn the palms to the floor at the shoulders, fingertips point away from toes. Take a deep breath in, elbows push up, palms push down. Maybe that's the move. Otherwise, you can go up, pushing down through the legs. Find that length through the buttocks. Sacrum is tipping out towards floor. Shoulders wrapping. All those moves we did. To come out of the pose, bend elbows, bend knees, come back to bridge pose. And then lower down. Lounge lunge. To come into lounge lunge, roll over to one side, push to the ground, against the ground. Use hand to pick up head. Lounge lunge, left foot forward. Actually, it's lounge lizard, not lounge lunge. Grab your prop. Rolled up pillow, blanket, rolled up mat, all of that good stuff. Come on to left hip, and I'm going to use a block again between my feet because I'm needing to find that extension of buttocks to heels, and that's the way to it. Hi, Pete. That was a short outside. It's not that cold. What a silly boy. Come on.
Come on. Yes. All right. So I've set it up. On the left hip, the rolled up mat is right up against the pelvis. I'm using a block. All right. Sometimes I like to do this move with my feet pushing against the wall too. That's also an awesome move to, again, find that extension of the legs. So line it up. Line your body up with the long edge of the mat. Find that straight line as a guide. Right hand is in front of body, left hand is out. The shoulder does hike up to the ear here. Take a deep breath into the left side of the body. Exhale, squeeze the prop, curl the pubic bone forward to open up the low back and reach out through the legs. Tuck the left sit bone in, the right sit bone in. Deepen the breath. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the prop, lengthen out through legs. One more breath like that. Let's do the other side. Oof. I definitely need to do more of that one. Let's see what the other side has to offer. Prop right between the thighs at the pubic bone. Take the block between the ankles. The block is on its middle width. You can also do a lower width. I'm like in the middle. Line the body up with the edge of the mat as your guide. Left hand is in front of belly or chest. No further though. It might be in front of the pelvis. Right hand is out. Shoulder rides up to ear. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the prop. Tuck left sit bone in. Tuck right sit bone in. Let's move both props. Breathe into the whole right flank of the body, from the hip to through the flank area, through the right armpit. Bend the knees, come onto the back for elbow to knee, one leg up to further warm down the back. Come onto the back, feet can be off the ground or on the floor. We'll show both variations here. Inhale, activate the feet, hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift shoulders up, chest up, elbows towards left knee, left leg reaching, belly down. Inhale, lower shoulders, lower foot, come back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg up, turn towards right leg, pull belly down. I think the turn is towards the bent knee. I'm going to switch that up here. Inhale. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift left leg up, turn towards right knee, pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg up, turn elbows left, pull belly down. So the up level here would be to have both legs bent, elbows stay up, shoulders and chest stay up, excuse me. Take a deep breath in. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg up, elbows turn left, pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg, left leg up, elbows turn right, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach right leg up, turn elbows left, pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach left leg up, turn elbows right. Pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center, lower feet if they're lifted, lower shoulders and chest. Roll over to one side, inhale, plant hands on the floor, push against the floor to come up, head hangs. Use hands to pick up head.
All right. So Instagram is done, and I'm going to let that happen for now. Just plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. I don't even use those gross things. Anyway. Hi, Gatsby. You want to go out? We'll do the final two poses, which will be shoelace, forward fold. Watch your legs. Go outside. And then Shavasana.
So I would recommend grabbing a blanket to elevate the pelvis just above the line of the hips, especially since we're doing shoelace. And it's really fun to approach this pose at the end of a practice, particularly if you found it difficult at the beginning. So we'll put the left leg on top this time, even though we started with the right. Shins are stacked. And if this still isn't working for you, which is highly possible, straighten the bottom leg. Use a prop to support the knee. And that's either whether you're here, like this might feel good to you, right? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Come to whatever is a forward bend that keeps that back of the pelvis opening behind you, which means that you may not go into a full forward bend. I'm going to change this up because this is softer. Or you may just want to come into the pose in a way that just allows the pose, in fact, you may. I recommend allowing the pose to organically unfold. That's the move, no matter what you're in. It allows you to continue to fill up with breath, to joyfully connect to all parts of your body, even the parts you don't like. Just be grateful that you even recognize them. They are the redheaded stepchild, right? Proverbial. I have a redhead, so I don't believe in any of that. Stay steady and full in your breaths here, even though we are at the end of practice. Inhale to come up. Hi, Sophia. And change sides. See, I'm not going that far into it. Like, we've worked hard enough. Like, you know. And there's no need to work that hard. Let the poses come, because that's where the practice is found, right? Right, Sophia? She says, I'm not going to work that hard. I'm just going to pick. I'm just going to pick kitty. One of the most loved kitties in the world. Yes. Yes. So coming into shoelace on the opposite side, use whatever leg configuration works. And inhale, maybe sitting up straight is where it's at. And if you have further to go, come into the forward bend that feels natural, organic, breathable, and just notice. Take a moment here and notice if the pose starts to happen. Or if you even need to go any further. Like, is this good enough? Maybe not. exhale to come up. Use the hand to pick up your head. I am going to continue working in a chest opener Shavasana. So, socks on, which I wish I put on earlier. And for those who are not familiar with the chest open Shavasana, it doesn't really matter whether you are or not, I'm going to instruct it anyway. I use a block for my head. The reason I continue to work in a chest opening one is because I need it for my body, and I just like it. It feels good. So let's see. Let's get us ready for tomorrow. I might actually teach that practice today, a little bit of it. So come on to the back. Need to check my time. Just getting on to 10 o'clock. Outstanding. Yep, it's 9:30. Good timing. Teaching at 11. So coming on to the back, if you're working with the chest opening version that I'm doing, it's the rolled up mat is going to be between the shoulder blades. Okay, Vesper. Let your cats in before you go into Shavasana. Okay, there you go. Hi, honey. And it's higher up than you think it is in the shoulder blades. So it's actually almost to the neck. So when you come onto it, I recommend keeping feet on the floor, knees bent, and then rolling down and noticing, oh, that's actually in my bottom of my rib cage. That's not where I want to be receiving this pose. So I move the prop up a little higher. You may need to do that once you get into the, once you start relaxing into it. So just notice that. I also keep a block, my cork block here, because my right leg wants to wander open and I really want that recruited more towards the inline of the body. The block is here to receive my head. So again, you might need to adjust your pelvis slightly. I'm going to set it for a 5-minute Shavasana. You can go longer if you want. Echo, set a meditation timer for 5 minutes.
Meditation timer, 5 minutes, starting now. Your meditation timer is done.
Echo, turn off timer. If you're on a prop, bend both knees, plant feet on the floor. Roll over to one side gently and pause. As in the other times of this practice, push against the floor to come up, neck relaxed. And then use a hand to pick up the head. And give thanks for your practice. Give thanks to yourself for taking the time to take care of yourself, to be with your body, to play with your body. To connect with your breath to your body. To connect your movements, your expressions with breath. Namaste. And again, only do these practices if you feel well enough to do them. Do the parts of them that make sense. And if you need to get medical clearance before doing anything, please do. I'll be making sure to place that into the notes going forward and saying that. If you have any questions about any of the poses, by all means, please do send them to me in the comments or via email at Lisa.Loring, so that's Lisa dot my last name, Loring, at gmail.com. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day.